welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today I have a really fun soap design planned using this tool I got from Love Your Suds. Belinda from Love Your Suds sent me some tools to play with. This is the mountain range tool, and it comes with a little device here, so you can, I'll show you as we use it. It's got holes so you can adjust the height going down into your mold so you get perfect scraping, and again, it's a mountain range, and so we'll be layering this soap up. So I'm going to make my batch of oils and my lye and split it up into layers so I can do this properly, and again, I'll talk you through exactly how I set up my little tool to use in the mold. Anyway, go check her out. She has got some really cool soaping tools if you want to have fun with soap, and I'm looking forward to using this. So the fragrance I'm going to use today, I don't know if it goes along with mountains or not, but I'm going to say it does because we're using it. It's called Orange Cognac from Nurture Soap, which is now called Nurture Handmade. This fragrance is spectacular. I have used this in beard balms, candles, soap before. It soaps well. It doesn't have vanillin, so it doesn't discolor, and it does definitely have an orange note to it, but it's not a sweet. It's a more mature orange. It's good. It's a really good fragrance. If you've never tried it, give it a shot. It's just that good. So for the colors, so I've got a mountain range, and I just Googled, mountain ranges, images, and I was trying to decide, do mountains go from lightest to darkest as you're looking, or darkest to lightest? And I'll show you the picture that I'm using for an inspiration, and I'm going with darkest to lightest as I layer these. And so I'm going to be using activated charcoal for my base layer, the first little mountain range, and then I will add a little TD to the next layer, and then I'm going to go to Steel Blue Mica from Be Scented, and this is gorgeous, and I'll add a little bit of the activated charcoal in with this. And so we're going to try and get some tonal colors of blackish grayish range going back for our mountains, and then I want to do a sky layer, and so I have pulled out a yellow and an orange. The orange is Siesta Sunset, and the yellow is Sunday Fun Day. And so I want to sort of do a very, not a lot, but just a little bit of an orangey sort of glow, like the sun has just gone down behind the mountains, left a little hue, and then I'm going to top it off with Blue Skies from Be Scented. So I've got a lot of colors, a lot of layers. This one's going to be really fun. And breaking my soap batter up into 4 individual little micro batches really helps me to not panic and worry about the batter thickening up too quickly. Although this fragrance does behave, I don't like to feel rushed when I'm pouring layers. So we're going to just do it one layer at a time, take our time, and hopefully this will come out really beautiful. And I'm going to show you a picture of the inspiration mountain coloring that I'm thinking of when I pulled out this little tool to use today. So let me get everything pulled together, and let's come back and make a mountainscape, landscape inspired soap. We are back, and I've done a little prep work going into this today. I have all my oils and butters, and kale and clay is the only additive in here, all split up into small micro batches. I have the same done with my lye solution, which does have tussa silk and sugar in it to help with the lather and all that. So this is all split off. Let me tell you, the recipe I'm using today is palm free, and it is a really great recipe. It has cocoa butter and shea butter. I love it. Check it out in the description box. Even if you're not doing a fancy design, it is a fabulous soap recipe. Let me set these off to the side. I definitely don't want to bump those. And let's talk about my little tool today, which I'm so excited about. So I wasn't sure how to describe it in the intro, so I figured I would just show you. So this little piece slides up and down, and that is what holds on. You tell her when you order your tools what size mold you have, and she will ask you the inside dimensions. So this fits beautifully, nice and tight. And then this little guy here, you tighten the, these are stainless steel, so they won't activate with lye. They're not aluminum, which is awesome. She was really thinking. And so you can adjust the height of your little mountain. So as you go in and do different layers, you can put the little stabilizing tool higher and higher on here so that it's perfectly even all the way across when you sweep sweep, and it is the next. So after I do the first little mountain layer, I'm going to need to raise it up so the next mountain won't, you know, gouge into the last pour. So anyway, it's very user friendly and I love it. So that's the tool we're using today, and I am going to set my first little mountain range. Let me see. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to do one with the tool facing this way, so the higher side, and then I'm going to flip it around and do my next layer with the higher side on the other side as I get a little lighter in the color, and we'll see how high I can go with this. I may only do 2 sweeps with the mountain and then get into the sky. I might do 3. I'm going to have to look at it and see. I've never done this before, but I love the fact that I can size it up and get it exactly where I want it. So I'm actually going to get this tool exactly where I want it here for the first layer, tighten it up, and have it in here when I pour. And then I'm just going to wait for the soap to get nice and thick before I pull it across. So I'm going to have it go all the way down because I want to fit as many mountains as I can. So I'm going to tighten this up. Okay. So the tool is all set for my first pass. Once we get the soap in here, I'm going to just drag it along and pull it out. And then after that's set up, I can turn it around and set it in and measure it for the next sweep. So I love it. It's not that complicated. I hope I'm not making it sound complicated because it really is not. And I am excited to use this. So I got that in, it's all ready to go. Now I've got to go grab my first little pot, micro batch of oils and lye, and get to mixing up our activated charcoal soap for the first layer. Okay, we're back. We're ready to go with our first layer. I'm going to go ahead and blend the charcoal into the oils here before I mix, and then I'm going to just blend till I get a nice trace and let it thicken up a good bit before I pour it in the mold. And I have my little hand whisk off to the side when I get up to the sky portion and I want to do smaller batches to mix in my little smaller cups. So I have that just in case I need it as we get into this. I just like to be prepared. So let's get into here. Love activated charcoal. It is a big mess to work with, but it is so worth it. Plus, activated charcoal has fabulous skin benefits. And it doesn't lather black. I wouldn't use a white washcloth with it, but you can get a nice bright lather even with the charcoal in there. And I did want to mention, if you can see those little flecks in my lye solution, those are from my natural Tussa silk fibers. They were not milled or bleached or anything, and they do have little flecks in them. So only a couple of my lye cups have those, and so I'm using them in the dark color so you won't see it in the soap. But if you want a smooth silk, get a milled one that's been, you know, combed out a lot, and then you won't get those little flecks in there. It's starting to thicken up, and she suggested pushing it, mounding it up where the peaks of the mold are so you don't get air pockets. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and sort of push this over a little. So as I drag this through, it'll have enough soap to grab for the mountain range. And then of course I have a little flower mold off to the side, so none of this soap that I pull out is going to go to waste. I'm actually going to turn it this way so that I can pull it rather than push it, so I can hold on to the mold. So let's go ahead and do our first pass here. Oh, this is kind of exciting. Look at that. Oh, it's perfect. So now I'm going to just scoop out some of the extra and put it over here in my little mold so that it doesn't build up too much. It is the next day and I cannot wait to get in here and see what these mountains are looking like. So pretty simple top, really pretty, and let me tell you, so this was a learning curve for me. I ran out of soap batter to fill the mold up. I did not count on this many soap flowers, but I'm delighted to have all these little soap flowers with the leftovers that I scooped out. But with that much soap coming out, I got to the top layer and I was like, oh no. So I ran my recipe through soap calc and made a little 8-ounce batch, a very tiny batch, to do the very final layer of sky. So that's what happened there. Thinking on my feet and had to make some more soap. But let's get this out of the mold, because the real question is, how do those mountains look on the inside? With the lovely Olga and ready to get in here. I'm just really curious to see how the sky, the mountains, the whole shebang, how is it coming out? Yeah, the cut. This is going to be interesting. It's reveal time. So let me talk about the fragrance and the recipe and everything. But first, oh my goodness, there's the end slice. You guys, I think we're going to color me happy. Let's see. Oh my word. That is so fun. Now, this sky was a little bit fluid. I probably could have let it get a little thicker so it would be a little bit higher on the mountains. But come on now. That is so fun. Oh my goodness. So let me talk about the fragrance real quick as we admire the mountainous goodness of these soaps. I am super delighted. It smells so good today. I tell you what, this fragrance is strong, it's good, it's everything, and it behaved really, really well. It didn't speed up trace, but it got thick fast enough where I didn't have to wait forever in between layers. Love that. So highly recommend, and oh my word, I am so happy. These are a little cartoony and not realistic, and I think that's because of my color choice. I maybe could have done it in the pot swirl with some different color to give it a little more dimension, but oh my word, overall, love. And I did find that tool very easy to work with. So again, user learning for me to make extra batter, because you are scooping out a good amount of soap. Yeah, and, oh, that little blop there almost looks like a sunshine going down. Oh my goodness. This was really fun, and I do have a flower soap shaper that I'll be doing probably later on. It's more, I don't know, spring inspired, I think, so that'll be coming. But man, what a fun soaping tool. If you haven't checked out Love Your Suds, Belinda, go give her a look. She's got, I mean, this is just scratching the surface. She's got some cute ones over there. And again, the recipe I'm using today, I love this recipe. It is a nice staple, and it is palm free. And I did try to match the sky color. You can't really see where I ran out of soap and then had to make another little batch. So I'm glad. I was worried it would have like a line, and it doesn't. So super happy about that. Well, I am definitely calling this soap a win. I think my husband's going to get such a kick out of these when I show him. He goes off to work and he's like, let me see the soap after you cut it. So I think he's going to love these. And it's so fun. So this is it. I am going to let these sit for a couple hours. They're just a teeny bit tacky, and I don't want to do anything aggressive like stamping on them. So I'm going to let them sit and air out for a few hours before we come in, do the beveling and stamping and all the soapy things that I like to do. I appreciate you joining me today. I hope you loved the video. Go check out Love Your Suds, and I hope you have a wonderful day.